Ancient Evil is the fourth and final zombie experience set within Blundel's Chaos storyline. It was released for Black Ops 4 on March 26, 2019, as a second DLC map in the game, and the community really seemed to love it, both at launch and still to this day. This map was the one to finally get a majority of players on board for the Chaos maps, and people were interested to see where the story would go next. It wasn't terribly complicated, but had depth that players could enjoy while still catering to casual players. It's just a shame that this was the last Chaos map we would ever receive before Blizzard ultimately decided to can the story as a whole. I'm not sure who to put more of the blame on here. The community that absolutely loves to hate anything that isn't a copy of Black Ops 3, or the greedy corporate publisher that frequently destroys projects just by a rumor of criticism. I'll leave that up to you, but I'm just going to assume both parties are at fault here. But why weren't people enjoying the game leading up to this map? Well, like I said, Ancient Evil is a zombie map on Black Ops 4. As you may or may not know, this game kinda has a bad reputation overall. It made many unnecessary gameplay changes from the Black Ops 3 formula, and it tried too hard to juggle too many things at once. Two completely different stories, both of which are hard to follow and all over the place, and 4 maps on launch with an equal split between the 2 stories. 2 different create a class menus for each respective story, a ton of new perks with a completely new system to acquire them, custom mutations, gauntlets, bots, difficulty settings. It was very ambitious for sure, and trying to be the best zombies experience ever, but it ultimately shot itself in the foot because of it. So, if you've never heard of this map, I can't say I even blame you. I mean, even one of the players we ran the Easter egg with, who loves zombies, had no recollection of this map at all. And that's not to say it's forgettable, absolutely not. In fact, many who have played through all of Black Ops 4 will tell you that Ancient Evil is one of the best maps in the game, and even one of the best of all time. And there's a reason for that. Ancient Evil takes place within the city of Delphi, which was built underground centuries ago. Think of Buried from Black Ops 2, but make everything based around Greek mythology. It's actually a very impressive concept to run with. I always loved the more historic and mythological roots that the Chaos maps offered. The whole city had been sort of frozen in time due to a Sentinel artifact trial that has been going on for hundreds of years. So you'll come across a handful of beasts that have just been chilling down there, such as a Pegasus, the Giganese, the Spartoi, and even Perseus himself. Fans of Greek mythology would undoubtedly love this map. The buildings are beautiful, and there are many scenic areas of the map that you just want to soak in and appreciate. It's not a scary map at all, it's just kind of peaceful in a way. Of course, the Greek loved their statues, so there's plenty to go around here. Throughout the map, you'll also see these huge red chaos crystals poking up from the ground. I think they look really cool and contrast well with the rest of the environment. And then you get to the other half of the map, and that sense of wonder multiplies. This portion of the map is the scarier part. It's just much darker and kind of hard to see. But the assault of all these different colors on your eyes is actually pretty. There's a giant snake that you get to run through, and a giant dead person that sits at the very end of the map. How they even got there, I have no idea, but it's just cool, man. This map has an absolutely wonderful environment to play around in. One of my favorite settings, without a doubt. Now, the layout I don't love as much. I mean, it's fine, it's serviceable. It's essentially 2 maps jammed into one, and I mean that literally. You have the first larger area where you spawn into a central hub of sorts, and then work your way expanding outward to the power and then the perks. I like this area a lot, but I do think there are too many doors to unlock. But my main issue comes from the second, smaller area of the map that can only be traveled to by the Pegasus. It's much more cramped and almost maze-like in a way, which is funny because similar to the underground portion of 9, it's just a large circle. But this circle has a lot of different paths that split off and intersect, and it's just kind of confusing to get used to at first. And to make matters worse, once you travel here for free the first time, you can only travel to and from this place by way of a portal every single time. Is it a big deal? I mean, for 500 points, I'd say kind of. It just depends on how you play. 500 points is easy to come by, but if you're trying to optimize an Easter egg run and keep the rounds low, 500 points is all the difference. Especially considering how often you need to travel between the 2 areas. And just a little fun fact, when you first travel to the second area, the mystery box follows you there, so you don't get stuck without it. So that's good at least. Ancient Evil has a few enemies inspired by Greek mythology, which I think is very neat. The first ones you'll come across are the skeletal Spartoi warriors. They are ancient Spartan skeletons that seem to be reanimated with the power of the Chaos Crystals. They use Spartan arms to attack and wear Spartan helmets, which you must shoot off before getting to their critical spot. If you don't kill a Spartoi with a headshot, the skeleton will eventually reassemble itself and pursue you once more. Get a headshot kill and they'll die for good. These guys spawn more and more frequently as you get higher in the rounds, but they're not too annoying to deal with. They can be annoying in crowds though. Then we have the much bigger and more threatening Giganis. These guys spawn in often when doing various quest tasks, but otherwise don't show up too often naturally. They are hulking 6 armed warriors that assault you with a spear and shield, as well as a few other blades to add insult to the injury. A close range swipe will deal massive damage to you, while a long range spear throw will deal small damage. Shooting his red glowing weak spots will make this guy much easier to take down, but he will often cover up with a shield, which forces you to reposition or wait. I really like fighting these guys. They're just kind of a fun challenge without being too annoying, in my opinion. The returning enemies from previous Chaos maps include the Fire, Water, Poison, and Electric Catalysts, as well as the Behemoth Blightfather, which serves to be a similar challenge to the Giganis. All in all, the special enemies don't feel too bad to deal with, but when you're getting assaulted with all of them at once, it can begin to feel like too much. As I mentioned, there is a Pegasus on this map that can be mounted exactly one time during a playthrough of this map. It takes you to that second portion of the map, and in order to ride it, you must first find and activate the Sentinel artifact within the amphitheater. This will trigger a small lockdown in which you meet Perseus and have to fend off an ambush of Spartoi and zombies. Eventually, the Pegasus will come save you and then fly away, which is when your next objective becomes finding the Golden Bridle. A Golden Bridle is found either outside the treasuries or in the Stoa of Athenians. Once grabbed, the Giganis will spawn in, so watch out for that. Now you can ride the Pegasus right in front of the Zeus statue and enjoy the cutscene that plays, reminiscent of Garad Krovi's dragon scene. This is just kinda badass.
Up, Pegasus! Prepare for greatness! This is definitely going in my next dime novel. Cuidado, Pegasus! You're heading for the waterfall! Clever horse! Intruders! Tell the Pythia I will not be stopped!
Being on Black Ops 4, this map uses a unique perk system that you won't find in any other game. Instead of having a machine for each perk, or in this case a statue, the game instead makes you pre-select a set of 4 perks you want as options to buy within the game. You just choose a perk you want, and then apply it to one of the statues within the Create a Class menu. There are a total of 18 perks to choose from, all with various levels of usefulness. I've already gone over most of the perks in my previous videos within this series, but I haven't talked about any of the perks added later on during the game's life cycle. The perk that was added with Ancient Evil was Zombshell. Get it? It's a play on Bombshell. Yeah. The perk is about as useful as its name is awesome. When you kill a zombie, this perk has a chance of generating a little electrical orb that slows down other zombies that walks through it. Additionally, zombies within the orb will take increased damage. When it's in the modifier slot, aka the Odin slot, the players who stand within the orb will become invisible to zombies during the duration of its effect. I guess that can be useful sometimes. I don't know, I never really run this perk personally, and I never hear anybody talk about it either. Probably because it's poo-poo, and for 4,000 points? Sheesh. Anyways, I'll mention the location of the perk statues in the map. 3 of them can be found in the first portion of the map. Danu, just down the steps leaving Apollo's temple, Ra, in the bathhouse next to the treasuries, and Zeus, right where you board the Pegasus, by all those other large statues. The Odin statue is found in the second, smaller portion of the map, almost immediately in front of where you first enter with the Pegasus. There are only a few traps within this map, but I think they're pretty neat. The first one you'll find is the boiling pool trap by the bathhouse. Activate this trap for 1,000 points, and the shallow water will begin to rapidly heat up and cook zombies and players that pass through it. Then there's the venom trap, which is located next to a pack-a-punch, going into the giant snake. This trap will activate a shower of acid, and it'll melt zombies and players that walk through it. These traps add much character to an already visually impressive map, but I admittedly don't see myself using them much at all. Apollo's Will serves as the buildable shield of this map. And it might be my favorite shield in all of Zombies too, now that I'm thinking about it. It appears to be the set of a Spartan shield and spear, and the spear can be thrown, causing a blue explosion with a satisfying sound.
When does this thing happen?
The rest of the weapon also glows with a blue energy or fire of sorts, and it just looks really cool. The melee attack has you stabbing with the spear as opposed to the typical shield bash. You can build this shield fairly early on too. One part can be found by the bridge right before the amphitheater. Another is found outside the treasuries on the path of the Spartan monument, or here at the Stow of Athenians. And the final piece is found by killing your first Giganese in the map, oftentimes being the one that spawns when you grab the golden bridle. It's built in the marketplace behind the Temple of Apollo. This map has a challenge system called the Tributes. The challenges vary in difficulty, but none of them are really too hard. The rewards you get for them can be pretty useful though. The common tier reward will get you an insta-kill, double points, a Bowie knife, or an extra revive. The blue tier will get you a Bowie knife, a max ammo, a fire sale, a pack-a-punch strife, a pack-a-punched escargot, or a pack-a-punched RK7, with a bonus of a max ammo, double points, or carpenter. The purple tier reward will give you a specialist recharge, a bullet boost drop, which to my knowledge is the only map it ever shows up in. Bullet boost just gives you a random ammo mod, a pack-a-punch switchblade, pack-a-punched grav, a pack-a-punch rampage. For a bonus reward, you could get a shield, maximum grenades, a carpenter, double points, a fire sale, or a max ammo. And for the highest tier, you can get an extra revive, an extra perk at a max of 2, a pack-a-punch SWAT, a pack-a-punched SDM, a pack-a-punch Daemon, and a Pegasus strike. Bonus rewards include maximum grenades, a specialist recharge, the bullet boost drop, double points, fire sale, and carpenter. There were only a couple of new weapons added to Zombies with the release of Ancient Evil, being the Switchblade X9 submachine gun and the Rampage shotgun, both of which can be found in the mystery box on any map in the game. The Switchblade is a collapsible SMG that's meant for being stored within a suitcase. Of course, that's just a cosmetic thing, as there are no suitcases in Zombies. I never found this SMG to be all that useful, and I almost never pick it up because it just feels kinda weak. And the Rampage is a full auto shotty, which means it's prone to burning through ammo. It does decent damage when you're right in the faces of your enemies, but otherwise it's not very good to use either. I also never really pick this thing up if I can help it. Ancient Evil adheres to the 4 elemental variants format when it comes to its wonder weapons, and by this point it was starting to feel a little repetitive. The weapon type of choice this time around is a primordial weapons, which are these gauntlets themed around various Greek figures with different abilities depending on which one you choose. I will say that they're probably the worst of the elemental weapon sets, but that doesn't mean they're bad at all, just not as overpowered. You have the Hand of Gaia, Hand of Hemera, Hand of Charon, Charon, Hand of Charon, and the Hand of Ouranos. Ouranos? The only truly bad one here is the Hand of Charon, in my opinion. None of these can be acquired from the mystery box and will instead need to be crafted through request. The Pegasus Strike can also be built, and it's an attraction-type equipment that works similar to the G-Strike or Monkey Bomb, but it is just way better in my experience. It might even rival the Gersh device. Lastly, there's the Homunculus. It's essentially the Chaos version of the Monkey Bomb, and it's the only weapon on this map that can be grabbed out of the mystery box, initially. In order to build the Hand of Gaia, or any of the hands for that matter, players must first find a dormant hand within the map. You could find one by locating a small cluster of purple particles floating out of where a hand is resting. Oftentimes this will be a vase, or a patch of dirt, or a little segment of a chaos crystal. But they spawn in 20 or so different areas, and I'm not going to waste my breath or time compiling a list for you to look at. Go out and find them like I had to. Once you actually have a dormant hand, go ahead and bring it to this little shrine next to the Spartan monument. Then, just place the hand in the shrine, and survive the tiny lockdown event that traps you within this small circle. Kill the green glowing zombies that approach until you're released, and you can pick up the Hand of Gaia. The base version of this gauntlet, and all the others, are just kind of underwhelming. In order to make these weapons worth carrying, you should probably upgrade them again. To upgrade the Hand of Gaia, you need to find 3 of these shrubs around the first portion of the map. They sound like a wind chime, and have these red crystals on them. You'll find them outside spawn, next to the giant spear, and by the Stow of Athenians. Simply shoot the crystals off with the gauntlet, and pick up the green sapling that spawns underneath. Bring the plant back to the shrine, and place it in the ground. Then, just rinse and repeat for the other 2 shrubs. This will open a portal into a separate trial area outside the map, where you are able to freely try out the upgraded version of the hand. The ammo count increases, and you unlock a charge attack that throws out a line of spiky rocks that come out of the ground and kill everything in its path. It's a pretty cool gauntlet, but the attack takes a tad too long to charge up for my taste. Once you get another dormant hand, you could bring it to the shrine next to the amphitheater. Then, just like the process for the Hand of Gaia, just survive a little lockdown and the weapon is yours. Once again, you're going to want to upgrade it to get real use out of it. In order to do that, find these 3 mirrors around the Temple of Apollo, and shoot them until they're angled towards the white crystals nearby. Then, shoot the gauntlet at the mirror, and the light will ricochet off of it into the crystal and then into a bowl nearby. Walk over to the bowl with the gauntlet and melee it to put the light onto your hand. Then, haul ass back to the shrine and melee the bowl there to put the light inside of it. Repeat this process for each mirror and enter the portal that spawns in. This charge attack has you throwing down an orbital strike from the heavens above. I'm talking like a huge ass laser incinerating everything you touch with it. So insanely cool. Probably my favorite of the gauntlets. After getting another dormant hand, the shrine for the Hand of Charon is located inside the giant snake. After getting the hand, you can start upgrading it by getting enough kills in this puddle of water. The puddle will turn red with blood once you've killed enough, and you'll get a prompt to drink from it. Once you drink the water, your vision will change and your health regeneration will turn off. With this vision, a number of coins will spawn around the second portion of the map, and it's your job to run around and collect 3 of them without dying. The trick is, it has to be the 3 correct ones, as there are many that are red herrings and won't count for the challenge. Once you collect a correct coin, you'll hear this sound. And once you get 3, place them on the shrine and complete the trial with the charged attack. It's the worst of the 4 gauntlets in my opinion, as it takes a long time to charge up and only throws a small patch of blood down that kills zombies that step into it. I mean, it's good in theory, and while camping, but not practical overall. The Hand of Ouranos is the last option when it comes to the gauntlets, and it's also pretty fun and cool. The shrine fort is located right next to the Pack-a-Punch. To upgrade it, locate these 3 giant arrows around the second portion of the map, and launch a zombie into them with the gauntlet. This will release a feather, and you must shoot it a few more times with the hand to float it over to the shrine. When you've done that process with all arrows, the portal to the trial will open up. This charge attack lets out a stream of wind. Think of it like a thunder gun with no reloading. The ammo runs out real quick though, so be mindful of that. Otherwise, this gauntlet is a very solid weapon. In order to build the Pegasus strike, you need to first ride the Pegasus to the second portion of the map. Once you're there, you're going to find all 3 parts for it in the area. You'll find the hammer inside the snake, the crucible grabbers around the River of Sorrows, and the anvil by the forge. Once you have all the parts, craft it by the forge, and the Pegasus strike is free for the taking by 1 player. Other players can get the weapon inside the mystery box thereafter. The Pack-a-Punch quest on this map is pretty straightforward. Once you make it to the second part of the map, you'll find a bird within a cage on either side of the area. The goal is to release these birds, and to do so, you need to have your special weapon charged. Once charged, go ahead and attack the cage to open it, and let the bird free. For the cage that's hanging, you'll have to use a range attack with the special weapon first, so you can then reach it with a melee attack. When the birds are released, go ahead and meet them by the giant red crystal just underneath the giant lady. This will trigger a little survival segment, where you get ambushed by Spartoy once again, while the birds destroy chunks of the crystal. Eventually, the crystal will explode and the Pack-a-Punch machine will spawn in for the rest of the game. After getting Pack-a-Punch unlocked and every gauntlet upgraded, you will be able to unlock the ability to upgrade each gauntlet further, making them even more viable. The first step is to kill a specific catalyst zombie in front of each gauntlet shrine. For Gaia, kill a fire catalyst. For Hemera, kill an electric catalyst. For Charon, kill a poison catalyst. And for Ouranos, kill a water zombie. After you kill the respective catalyst, continue charging the shrine up with normal zombies. And you can see if you're done charging the shrine by looking at the Pack-a-Punch and checking for a new colored symbol that shows up on the top. Once all 4 symbols are showing, you are now able to begin a set of trials for the Greek figures. Swap to a gauntlet of your choice to start. The first trial has you battling an onslaught of catalysts. If you survive, you'll be booted out, and then you can set up for the next trial and start it whenever you please. The second trial throws you into an army of Spartoi. The third trial has you taking on 3 Giganis. And the final trial pits you against 3 Blightfathers. Once all trials are completed, you will now be able to Pack-a-Punch the gauntlets for free. This gives them even more ammo, and they do even better damage. To start playing the secret song for Ancient Evil, you'll first need to find 4 coins around the map and shoot them. The first coin you can shoot is in the marketplace here by the shield. The second coin is here by the Spartan monuments. You'll have to get in a very specific spot to see it. The third coin is here behind the statue in the River of Sorrows. And the final coin is located under this table by the Cliffside Forge. Once all coins have been shot, Stormbound by Kevin Sherwood and Clark S. Nova will start playing. And then there's the main quest, and man is it a fun one too. It's got many moving parts at the start, and has a number of awesome moments that make the playthrough really stand out. And the boss fight at the end is a blast too. If you want to check out our run of this Easter egg, please check out this video here. Otherwise, I'm going to cover the story of Ancient Evil. Centuries before the events of Ancient Evil, the city of Delphi was home to many figures of the Greek mythos. This city was built underground in secret, and the Delphi above ground that we know today only served as a decoy to protect the city's inhabitants. Perseus, the son of Zeus, was a demigod who wished to take his father's throne on Mount Olympus. And in order to do that, he wished to prove himself worthy by completing the trials of Zeus's Sentinel artifact. Perseus eventually discovered that the Sentinel artifact was located within the secret city of Delphi. He rode his trusty Pegasus there, and demanded the Oracle of Delphi to initiate the trial for him. Upon refusal, Perseus imprisoned the Oracle's sisters, which made her comply and start the trial. The Oracle was then restrained to a chair, and she would help Perseus complete the trial. Not wanting to see him succeed, however, she eventually stopped helping, and Perseus beheaded her sisters because of it. This put Perseus and the Oracle at a stalemate, so the trial continued to run on for centuries, suspending the city and its inhabitants in time until it was completed. Now, after the events of 9, the Chaos crew awakens from their hallucinations. Scarlet makes her way over to the magic gateway leading to Delphi, and inputs the password that was shown to them. The gateway opens, and before leaving, Shaw collects a vial of the hallucinogenic vapor, claiming it may be useful later on. The crew follows the path to Delphi, and the voice of the Oracle pleads for their help getting free from the chair that she's been stuck in. The crew finds a convenient set of ropes that descend into the city, signifying that somebody else has been through here before them. Upon entering the city, the crew encounters hundreds of its ancient and undead inhabitants, all of which are being held in some sort of trance by the Oracle. The crew eventually finds the Oracle trapped in her chair, and Scarlet questions her about the location of her father, but she explains that she is unable to free Alistair until she is released from the chair, and by completing the trial and defeating Perseus. The Oracle then passes out, and all of the zombies snap out of their trance and attack the crew. During their battle, the crew finds Perseus's Pegasus, who saves them from a zombie ambush and assists the crew in completing the trial. They also run into Perseus himself, who has since become corrupted by prima materia and has turned into a zombie warlord. He and his undead army attempt to stop the crew from completing the trial he spent so long trying to master himself. During the trial, Bruno and Shaw come across some ancient runes, which upon reading, makes Bruno's dark side take over. Bruno murders Shaw, but immediately revives him with a Scepter of Ra, which converts Shaw into a new member of the Order. The rest of the crew is never made aware of this. After completing Zeus's trial, the Chaos crew is able to travel to Mount Olympus. Upon getting there, Perseus ambushes him and takes back control of his Pegasus, corrupting it into a more sinister version of itself. Perseus and the Pegasus are eventually defeated by the crew, and they acquire the key that unlocks the chair the Oracle is stuck in. The crew begins to release the Oracle, and after getting an arm free, she opens up a secret passage to Alistair, warning the crew that they may be too late to save him. Scarlet hangs back to finish unlocking the Oracle's restraints, while the others enter the secret passage. After getting out of the chair, the Oracle puts Scarlet in a trance and begins to make out with her. This intimate action seems to transfer all of Scarlet's knowledge of the world's history into the Oracle's mind, but it is unknown what her plan is with this info. Meanwhile, in the secret passage, the rest of the crew finds Alistair Rhodes, but he has been turned into stone, along with several other members of the Order. This discovery prompts Diego to run back and save Scarlet, for he realizes something is wrong. He sees the Oracle is transformed into Medusa, the evil snake-haired lady from Greek mythology. Medusa drops Scarlet, who's now unconscious, and Diego pulls her to safety. Ignoring Diego, Medusa collects the nearby mask of a dead Order member and uses it to protect herself from prima materia, while she looks into the eternal flame. Inside the flame, Medusa has a vision, which hasn't been revealed. She announces that she's going to access the Library of the Nine, and that the world will be hers. before leaving the Chaos crew in Delphi. The story doesn't continue from here, for Ancient Evil is the last Chaos map we've ever gotten. Since then, only a few characters and artifacts have been seen and referenced in the Dark Aether story.
So, well, actually, we put it on average.
Bottom of B.
Bottom of B. Middle of the road. But that was only with I think 2 opinions, because you and Ben, or Tyler and Ben, haven't played it before, or enough to.
I hadn't even heard of that shit. I don't know nothing about Chaos Story.
So Seth, you initially had it at C, just below B. Wow. So I must have had it at A or something.
I never played the Easter egg. I'm gonna say it. It was better than 9.
Better than 9?
I like the Wonder Weapon way more.
I agree.
I like the boss battle way more. Or not the boss battle way more, the little boss fights in between. The 4-armed motherfuckers.
Oh, the special enemies?
Yeah, the special enemies are way better. The Wonder Weapons are better.
The Easter Island.
the little Easter egg. The little side Easter egg I love.
The side Easter egg?
Where it just explores into them having red foreheads and it just never goes to the again because got canceled.
A little side plot thing, yeah.
But yeah, definitely better than 9. The boss fight wasn't better than 9. I liked it, but I feel like it was.
No, I definitely agree that
very quick.
It's overall better than 9 in my opinion. Yeah.
It's just better than 9.
So you're thinking A tier above 9, but not S. Not S. Okay.
I want to put it at S. I really do, but no. The boss fight is cool, but it's not S tier cool to finish it all off. It's not that cherry on top that I require for an S tier. Plus the fact it just ends there is very depressing.
Okay, so 9.
Shangri-La all the way at the bottom. Fuck that map. I never want to play that map again. I would never play Shangri-La again. Y'all can tell me, like, Seth, please, play Shangri-La. I'll be like, no, I'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, you have some valid points there, for sure, Seth. I agreed with pretty much everything you said. Except, I will say, I like the boss battle more on Ancient Evil than 9, I think.
I like the 2 fucking
not by
elephants.
The elephants are really cool. This Ancient Evil one felt harder, like more was at stake. The elephant one just kind of steamrolled them. And
we steamrolled this one too, though. I know we had a couple downs and scares.
I don't know. I still felt like with the guy's attacks and everything, I felt like I could have gone down at any moment.
I suppose, yeah.
I didn't really feel that way with the elephant that much. I had it in B, but above 9, which that still checks out for me. So where would I put it now?
It's 9 and C. Fucking diabolical.
Ooh, man.
Transit next, dude.
Ooh, okay. I definitely like it better than Shang. I think it just has more to offer and is more of a fulfilling experience than Shang. So I like it enough to put it up in A tier, though. I don't.
A for Ascension.
I don't know if I could confidently say that, but the map is it's just awesome, though. At the same time, it just doesn't.
It can be good and not be great.
Yeah, I feel like I have to settle for B above Shang for now. For now, that might change later on as I get more maps on this list, but I'm gonna keep it in B for now and just kind of see how it changes so far, because there's not a lot I really dislike it. Okay, well, here's what I do dislike. First of all, the skeletons are. I don't hate them as an enemy, but there's probably too many of them in my opinion. Their reach with the spears are kind of tough, and I think they do more damage too. But in the fact they reassemble if you're not headshotting them specifically, it's kind of lame. If there was less of them, sure, but they like spawn in armies of them just throughout the rounds, and I don't know, it gets to be a lot in my opinion. Anything else that keeps you sour? Everything almost starts to look the same. There's enough like landmarks in the map where you can kind of say something and someone can relatively find it easily, but the parts in between, it kind of almost feels like the underground portion of 9 where it all just kind of bleeds together and it's not hard to get lost there. That, and I don't know if I'm crazy about the map being split into 2 like portions that you teleport between. I wish there was like a way to more, I don't know, seamlessly travel there. That's just nitpick though.
Even the fact that it costs 500 every single time.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you need to go over there for something, you don't have 500 points, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
I do like the cinematic moments in the map. I think those are really cool, like set pieces and shit too. I gotta knock it just for the fact that the story doesn't go anywhere after this. Not that it's the map's fault necessarily, but it just kind of makes it less fulfilling in the end to know that you essentially did the Easter egg for nothing, and none of the cutscenes make sense, and nothing is wrapped up. Okay, why did I do this then? The gauntlets are really cool. The blood one is kind of weird. I don't know. For as hard as that one is, it definitely seems like the hardest one to build out of the 4, and it seems like the worst of the 4, which doesn't make sense to me. But all in all, I don't know. I'll just keep it at top of B for now, and I'll leave it at that. I don't hate it. I'm not like in love with it. I think it's almost as good as Garad, but not quite enough to be on the same tier as Garad. So Boila, you had it, never played.
Where would I put this map?
I like that it's called boilablood.png.
Bro's got my blood on standby.
Just in case, bro. Read the Cardorian.
This one's tough. I really like the theme of the map. I really like the mythology aspect, and I don't know, it was just really cool. I really like the layout was pretty meh. I agree with the 9 underground comparison. Yeah, it's pretty much like very similar. It's like another big circle where I don't know. A lot of times I was just running around until I found what I needed. I agree with the skeletons. They're fine, but if you don't like perfectly headshot them, they just come back. It's just and they do spawn.
Wi-Fi went.
A little crazy. What?
Our Wi-Fi went out.
Oh,
Oh, huge.
damn. I was wondering why it was
think
so
Caleb-
quiet.
Yeah, dude, I was like, hello, am I muted?
I'm surprised Kirk's not like chiming in here. Damn.
Okay.
So we're just gonna use Tyler's recording then?
Yeah, probably. I had to use his the last 2 times anyway, so whatever.
I was saying that I agree with what you were saying about the 9 comparison.
Like
It's
the
also-
underground portion?
Yeah, oh yeah, the underground part of it. It's very similar that it's also just a big circle. I mean, a lot of times I was just running around the entire map until I found what I needed.
Yeah.
Which
It's like,
nice in
yeah,
a
instead
sense,
of one
but-
big circle, it was 2 circles.
Yeah, true. And then it's time with the skeletons. They just made it so maybe they didn't come back if you didn't like headshot them. I don't know. I feel like I was headshotting them a lot, and they would still come back anyways. But it was just a recoil or whatever. I don't know.
I don't know, they would have worked just fine if they were just like, just reskin zombies that looked cooler and, you know, had a longer reach attack. I don't know.
Yeah,
They didn't have to do the whole headshot thing, I feel.
yeah. I think that was a little too much. Death cam. He muted himself. I don't know. He knows that.
Bad day to be a beer.
I got my eardrops in.
I did not like the boss fight. I thought it was pretty unfair. Unless you just
Yeah,
had
you
prior
got
knowledge.
kicked down.
I had like a second to react to what was happening, and I just couldn't make it a teleporter in time, so that was really cool. And I'm just dead.
Yeah, not knowing the islands are gonna explode beforehand is, yeah, that's a diabolical move.
There's not
Honestly.
even like any indicator, like even an indicator, something to warn the player that the fucking island's gonna go away, and if you don't get off, you just die. That's cool.
Yeah, I
Imagine
don't know.
doing it solo and missing it because of teleporter bullshit.
Insane.
You can use the teleporter. It doesn't. It gives you infinite uses when the island's about to explode.
Oh, nice.
Nice. You're so awesome, dude. Holy moly.
Ears in my. So
So where are you
don't
putting
think
it?
you
Bro?
can see coming.
I think I'm gonna put it. It's either above 9 or below 9. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it below 9.
Oh, you still liked it that much, though, huh? Oh, that's good.
I was having a great time up until the boss fight. Honestly.
Oh,
the gauntlets
That's
are
good
pretty
to know,
good.
actually. I'm happy to hear that.
The layout was okay. I kind of
I'm not crazy about that layout.
Yeah, hands, whatever. I didn't really experience that mini boss that much, but I don't know, it seemed fine. It wasn't anything crazy. It just seemed really slow, but just had a lot of HP, so I had any issues with it. But
So above or below? What's the final pick here?
I'm gonna go below 9 because just for the boss fight,
Nice.
That's still much higher than I thought you were gonna put it on. So
less cheap. But
I'm happy to hear you didn't hate it at all.
Oh yeah, the theme honestly really carried it for me.
Oh, for
love
sure.
that, but
if the map look was like if there was any other theme, I don't know if I'd
Yeah.
care for it like all. But
There's just so many spectacles around the map that just everything just looks so cool. Everywhere you
it's just
look,
fun to
there's-
be in.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Shang to me, it's just like I don't care how hard the map is or how much it's pissing me off. I just like being in there.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go with below 9 and A.
Below 9 and A. Cool. All right, and that leaves us at Mr. Benbud.
Okay, so my thoughts are as follows. I'm gonna keep it concise. I like the theming of it. Very cool. Very much like how elemental weapons, like all the Easter egg steps aren't too complicated or aren't too hard, but are still like something worth doing and fun in a non-overly complex way. I like the overly complex stuff. I think it's neat. I think it does reach a point where it does get to be kind of ridiculous. I like that there's just, you can do the same number of things, but it isn't like pulling fucking teeth to do. And then there's some quality of life things, like you mentioned how the gauntlets don't have to be reloaded. That shit sucked with the staffs. It sucked really hard.
And it didn't make no sense how you reload a stick.
Real.
True.
But it was, you know, it was fun, not overly complicated, but I do think where they saved themselves from being overly complicated, they threw in just some kind of weird bullshit. The map layout suffers from the same thing I think a lot of like Black Ops 4 and Beyond maps have, where they just fucking like throw a spaghetti noodle on the ground and whatever shape it lands in is the map.
Yes, dude. It's like as the maps went on, they just cared less and less about the actual layout and just worried more about the world space. And I don't know. I think the maps got to flow really good
Yeah.
for it to be like, for it to feel fun.
Yeah, and it's like you gotta have it split up in some kind of way to where it makes sense. Like having one big circle where it all looks the same, and then it's not even just a circle, it's like weird windy paths and staircases and shit. It's like that fucking art piece where it's like the staircases all up and down the room and some people are walking upside down and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I got you. I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're
Rick
talking
and
about.
Morty were there
Yeah.
when they got that turtle.
And that really grinds my gears because it takes you out of it because you're like, where the fuck am I? And you're having to try to find where shit is. But
And it's like you can argue like, oh, you just haven't played the map enough, but at the same time, it's like,
that's
well,
not
you
how
should
it should work.
Right.
They shouldn't punish you for not being a no-life about it. Which is the same complaint I have about, like, I guess the boss fight, like what Boilo was saying with, like, needing prior knowledge. It feels like the player was punished a little bit if they didn't go into it being kind of, you know, like no-life about it. Just a little bit. It's still, it's, like, weirdly simple in some places, and then there's other parts where, like, it's not complicated, but you have to know beforehand. And it's just kind of dumb. But cool. I think my overall assessment is good, not great. It suffices to be like sufficiently fun, but it suffers from, I mean, like the weird nuances that I just said, and then also the fact that fucking Activision made it. In the same way that like I got fucking booted from the game simply for using the built-in pause menu. What?
Yeah.
Insane.
The map
It's the same way that
itself
you can
is-
complain about like Black Ops 1 shit, where like you get stuck to zombies or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's not even the map's fault, it's just shitty engine. And I
And
got a
it
knock
sticks
for
with
that.
It definitely sticks with you. No matter what map you're on, it's just gonna sour your taste a little bit. The map itself is inoffensive, but some of the things that happen with BO4 can be very offensive.
And the fact that the story ends right there
Yeah.
because of
Suck.
Activision, it is literally the exact same thing that happened to me, where it got cut off in the fucking middle, and that's that. Ta-da!
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Activision. What the fuck? Anyway,
So it's like
we
it's like we could run it again just so you could do the boss, but what would be the point? It doesn't go anywhere.
I did everything up until that, and then I watched the
Yep.
boss fight, and I wouldn't gain anything by doing it.
Nope.
And I
Gauntlets
think
are
part of
really
the
fun.
reason that map feels like a good, not great to me is because like I have no interest in replaying it.
Like how I said, it's a cinematic map. It feels like a movie in that sense. It's like you watch it once and it's like, okay, I need to not watch it again for a while before I want to watch it again. And it's the same with Ancient Evil. It's like, okay, I played this, I did everything in it. I'm not gonna touch it for a while.
All that being said, it's going above Ascension, below the Giant for me, in lower B.
Oh, dang! That's lower than I was thinking actually, but yeah, I mean,
I like it.
Better
It's
than
good.
Ascension.
but you know, not great. I'd jump back into the Giant or Garrod or 9 right now and have a good time. I'd play 9 again just to see the fucking elephants at the end of it.
The elephants are
Pretty
good.
awesome.
But I don't know. I think that Perseus fight is a. I don't know. I mean, they're pretty neck and neck, see, but there's so much else I don't like about 9 that just brings it down. And ultimately, I do think Ancient Evil is a better map. And
And it's kind of goofy that for the boss fight you got to use specialist weapons. I don't
Oh.
understand.
Oh yeah,
the
that's
point.
that's a good point actually.
and I
I
will
don't
say,
understand it.
up until today, the first time I did the fight, I did not know that fire recharges your specialist weapon. So the first time we did it, Sean, Zach, and I, we were stuck in there for like it felt like an hour, just like grinding zombies just to slowly charge our specialists, and it was tough, man. So no, I
So that's
I
where it
definitely
is.
do. Yeah.
All that
Yeah.
being said, what's our group ranking?
Tyler put it in A. You put it in low B. I put it in high B. And Seth, where did you put it again? You put it in above 9, right?
That's
Okay.
insane.
What is Seth doing?
I don't. He's like fucking. He's so colorful. I don't know.
Gross.
It's such a weird angle as well. Like, he doesn't even look like Seth. It's so strange. Oh my god.
Why am I so fucking red, man?
I have no idea.
Looking at the group ranking, I would say I liked it better than 9. Seth liked it better than 9. Don't like it better than 9, and Tyler doesn't like it better. It's gonna go in probably B somewhere. I want to say probably high B, right above 9, because we had 2 high A's, a low B, and a high B.
Sure, man.
Can we spin the wheel?
Part of me was like comparing it to 9 for obvious reasons, but I couldn't,
Yeah.
in good conscience, put it above Gorod. And
Right.
I definitely wouldn't put it above Giant because Giant is wonderfully replayable.
You got that's the because yeah, I don't know. Tyler really did not like Garado. That's the only reason why it's down in B to begin with.
Yeah.
So I think just yeah, it really comes down to do we as a group think it is better than 9 or worse than 9?
Better.
It's such a toss-up for me. I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, from my.
You get those middle of the road maps, and it's really hard to cite one thing that makes one thing better than the other,
Yeah.
especially when it's from the same game.
I think I'll just keep it stuck above 9 then.
Yeah, because it's got skeletons, dude.
Skeletons are pretty cool, even though their functionality is annoying as hell.
You don't get it. They need them because they have the shield to block the ray.
You guys excited to see me spin the wheel through the camera?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's a good thing I loaded up these tabs before the internet clunked out.
Don't click refresh.
I'm excited to see what our next map is. We have to do this now. Watch it be a.
Two frames of Kirk. There. More than one.
How do I flip this?
Top right.
Old people in a
No,
suit
that's your
call,
face,
bro. What
man.
the hell is this?
Okay. Okay. You guys just got a good view of this wheel here.
Oh,
Spin
okay.
that wheel,
There we
man.
go.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, man.
Two-frame wheel. Two-frame wheel. Sponsored by Spectrum
Two.
Internet.
1. Spin.
That.
Spin
We.
that wheel.
Spin.
That wheel.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
No way. I was just thinking about 5 and where I'd put that. That's crazy.
I would have liked
That's
5.
insane.
That's a good
5
simple
goes
one too. Ooh.
That
5.
goes in.
5.
the
Very
fifth
much
letter of
looking
the
forward to that one. Yeah, dang. Oh, that's one of my all-time favorite survival.
I'm gonna
maps.
get scared.
Why? You don't like the letter
The-
5,
oh,
dude?
I can't wait to camp in that elevator with all you guys. Oh, it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
When
awesome.
we go down and then the Pentagon thief is running around, that used to scare the fuck out of me as a kid.
Not me. I was a
Sounds
brave
cool.
boy. That never scared me.
Great fun, friends. Good night.
Jan.
Good work, everybody. See you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. And this is our video. And tomorrow is 5, and the next video is 5, and tomorrow we camping.
And 10 more seasons. 10 more seasons of playing zombies, you guys.
All around, Ancient Evil is a pretty great map that unfortunately got shafted by development issues and demands from the higher-ups. It truly is a unique map that made people hopeful for where things were going for Black Ops 4. But the sad part is those hopes were not met. Chaos quietly faded into obscurity, but perhaps one day we'll see a triumphant return for the story, and fans will get to see where it was meant to go. And the lack of direction going forward makes this map easy to forget and hard to revisit. But hey, things happen, and that's okay. Anyways, thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. And hey, check out Boyla's channel to see his video on the map as well. We'll see you next time on 5.